Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to give you all something different. I'm going to do a disassembly, reassembly, and cleaning of a Glock pistol. This process will be for all Glock pistols across all generations. So I'm about to hop right in, but before I hop right in, of course, let me ask you all, as always, to subscribe to the channel, like the video, watch it all the way through, because we've been on a roll. Again, I'm pushing 1,000 subs, almost there, and I'm thankful for everyone that's been here. So let's hop right in. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure, of course, that the gun is clear and empty. Take the magazine out, rack the slide. There's nothing in the gun. So I'm going to be cleaning today my Glock Model 30. It's chambered in 45 ACP. If you want to check it out, I just got this gun and did an unboxing and first thoughts. So far, the gun's pretty solid, but it's dirty now. And as is with all pistols, eventually they're going to get dirty the more you shoot them. And you want to clean them, keep them running smooth, etc. So we're gonna walk through that. I'm going to show you all some of the stuff that I have, what I recommend, things to consider, and then I'm going to hop right into it. So I think the first thing you want to always remember is, of course, clear the gun, make sure it's empty, make sure there's no ammunition or anything like that around, nothing in the magazine, nothing in the gun. The second thing you want to be mindful of is to get a cleaning kit. So I'm going to walk you through what I have. You can get them from pretty much anywhere, but I got this one right here. It's from Gloryfire. It's just your generic kit. It comes in this nice green box. When you open it up, you're going to get a lot of things inside of it. I'm going to explain some of this to you all. And when you open it, you get several different things in here. Don't be too overwhelmed. But you're going to get your cleaning brushes, which are these to use to clean the barrel of your gun. You're going to get regular brushes, a cleaning rod, and extensions. And that's basically some extra cloths, other attachments. Now, a few things to note about this cleaning kit. Again, there's several of them online, but I like this one. The one thing you want to make sure you're mindful of is to know what caliber bullet you are shooting and compatible other bullets. What do I mean by that? So for example, when I look at I'll get this brush. I know you can't see here, but I'll put some pictures up, right? The kit's going to tell you what caliber or what round this brush can clean. So when I look at the cleaning brush, I'll put a picture of it, doesn't focus in. It tells you right here, it's a 9mm, right? Now, that's important because this will clean any gun that has a barrel that shoots 9mm, but it also will clean any gun that's chambered in 380. Now, how do I know that? I know that because you just go online and do some research. You may not have a brush that says 380, and I'm not aware of any that do say 380, but I know to clean guns chambered in 380 because the bullet diameter of a 380 round, the diameter meaning of the bullet, is the same of that as a 9mm. So any brush that cleans a gun chambered in 9mm will clean one chambered in 380. So that's important to know. You don't want to get the wrong brush and put it in the wrong barrel because it's going to be a pain in the butt to get it out. For example, another one, we're cleaning the 45 ACP, right? That's what this brush is. I believe it does say .45 on the brush. I'll put a picture up. That's important, again, because this will clean any bullet with a diameter of 0.452 inches, which means that this brush that will clean the Glock 30 will also clean this Taurus Raging Hunter, which shoots the 460. Why? Because the diameter of this 460 Smith & Wesson is the same as the 45 ACP. The diameter is 0.452 inches. So these are just things to keep in mind when you're selecting your brush to clean your gun. So with that being said, I already know what I'm going to use to clean. The other thing that comes with this as well, you get your cleaning rods. These are what you will use to clean the barrel. They also have extensions. So if you want, you can screw this in and, make it longer. Now, I don't need all that, but it's there, right? All right, so we're going to get that out of the way. Standard cleaning mat, of course, you can get these anywhere. Again, it doesn't really matter what you get. They have longer ones, taller ones, it doesn't matter. just get a cleaning mat. I also recommend a bin or a tray or whatever just to put your excess components of the gun in. I have a microfiber cloth. You're going to use this to wipe down the gun at some point. I like to keep one side for, you know, wiping off the grime and dirt, and the other side a little bit cleaner just for wiping off excess oil in the end. And then I have a brush. Again, you can use any type of brush. I use like a standard soft toothbrush. It works fine. I also like to have Q-tips to get into the nooks and crannies of my whatever gun I'm cleaning, and paper towels. Again, some people use cotton balls. You know, it doesn't really matter to me, but yep. So anyways, let's get into this Glock. So of course, again, make sure it's clear and empty. Magazine's out. Gun is clear. Now, to disassemble the Glock, there's two ways to go about it. The first thing you want to do is, let me explain. So this top portion right here is the slide. All this is the slide. This is the frame, right? So what I like to do is start from the rear of the gun. You can put your fingers behind the rear iron sight and pull it back just enough till that slide does that motion. And then you're going to grab the slide lock right here. It's on both sides. So you're going to grab it. Oop, there we go. You're going to grab it with both fingers. You're going to pull it down like this, pull it down, and then let the slide go. Now, once you've done that, you have to pull the trigger. It's okay, the gun's empty. And then you pull them apart. Now you've separated the frame from the slide. That's the first way. The second way is pretty much the same thing, but what you would do is pull the trigger first and then repeat the process. Grab the slide, pull it back just a little bit. All right, grab the slide lock, pull it down, and then pull it apart. Now we separated, again, the frame from the slide. Now, the frame we're pretty much done with. If you really wanted to, you could take out the rest of this, the housing in here for the trigger and everything. I'm not going to show that on camera because it's not always needed, but you would just pull this pin out and you can take the rest of it out. I mean, I personally recommend cleaning this out every couple hundred rounds or 1,000 rounds. One of my Glocks I didn't clean for 5 years and it ran great. So, I mean, you don't have to do anything else with that for now. So the frame is done. Now we're going to take the slide. So you have the slide, the guide rod, and the barrel, right? So you want to hold the slide. The guide rod, you want to press it. Let me get that closer. You want to press it forward a little bit and lift it up. See? Comes out. That's done. And then the barrel, you want to grab it. You can press up from the bottom if you want, but you're just going to press up a little bit. It comes out. Lift it out. And now we're done. All right. So what I'm going to do is I like to put my guide rod and barrel in here. Now I'm going to walk you through what I use to clean it. So I use this cleaner called Prolix. I found this via Buffalo Boys website. The owner, Tim Sundles, has a camp trail article, and he references this cleaner and the lubrication for it. The cleaner is to just clean the gun. The lube is when you finish, you lube it so the gun runs nice and smooth. You don't want to run dry guns. I like these. I've used these for a while, and they're my favorite. If you can't get your hands on Prolix, the next option I personally would recommend would be this. Hops number 9, specifically number 9, the black version. This is pretty much just as good as Prolix. I like Prolix better, but Hops works really, really great. And again, I like to keep the lube and cleaner separate so they have their own gun oil. If you can't get your hand on Hops number 9, because it is a little hard to get, I would go with Break Free CLP. This is what I started off with when I got into guns. It works pretty much just as good as the other two, and they have their oil. The only difference is that it's a little oily, the cleaner, but I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. So now that we've separated everything, what I like to do is get the cleaner, take it off, shake it a little bit, grab my barrel, like the spray inside, down in the barrel, spray on it. let it sit for a little bit. I mean, the guy rod, I guess you could, you know, spray it if you wanted to. Leave that alone. The magazine, if you want, you know, I like to just wipe off the follower. I mean, you can disassemble it if you want, but you know, magazine's done. So the next thing I like to do is get my toothbrush, and I'll spray the toothbrush. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. And then the slide. So when you clean the slide, sometimes I like to spray down in here just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit in there. And you want to be careful with spraying on this part of the slide. You don't want the liquid to get down in here and mess things up. So I'll spray that. But now that I've sprayed my toothbrush, what I'll do is get down in here and start scrubbing. You don't want to scrub too hard. Rub off the finish. It's not that serious. I like to think of it like brushing your teeth. So you don't need to brush that hard. But get down in the rails. Let's see if I can get up in there. Get down in there. Get it. Prolix does a really good job at getting all the dirt and oil off. You want to get where the extractor is up in here. All right, scrub, scrub, scrub. And it really doesn't take that long to do. It's not that complicated. Make sure you get down in these rails right up in here. A lot of dirt gets up in here, grime and all that. So get down in here. And for now, I think I'm pretty much done with the slide. Again, I'll come and spray it again. Then I'm gonna go transition to the frame. Now the frame's a little bit different, but same process, just get in there and brush. I'm not taking this all apart, so, you know, quick little brush is fine. Now you can get up in the mag well as well. I don't always get in here, but I mean, you can. All right. So I think that's pretty much done. Now, while I'm letting that sit, I'm gonna come over here and transition to the barrel. So this is where you use the cleaning rod. Now that we've identified the right brush, I'm gonna put the extension on here. Get the brush, screw it right on. And then we're gonna grab the barrel and we're just gonna put the brush in and just go back and forth, that's all. See, just like that. A couple times is good. And then I like to think it's pretty clean. You wanna get your brush and clean the feed ramp right here, which is right here. This gets dirty, so you want to make sure you get the brush and clean it just a little bit. If it's not coming off that well, again, you can just get some more lube. I mean, cleaner, spray it. Then clean the front of the barrel as well. You can also, of course, clean the barrel, the outside. And I like to think it's pretty much done now, so hold on 1 second. All right. So I think I'm pretty much done. Now, again, you can be as thorough as you want with getting in here and cleaning the gun and, you know, how much you want to scrub. But to me, a good brush down is that's all you probably need. So now I'm going to wipe everything down, re-lube it, and put it back together. So I'm going to take my microfiber cloth. Again, I have one side for more or less the dirt. Start off with the barrel. Just give it a good wipe down. You don't want to rub this too hard. Again, you're not trying to, you know, rub the black off of this, but just to get all that grime off. Another thing I didn't do, I forgot, by the way, is I'll use a piece of paper towel. Now, some people use, again, a cotton ball, but I forgot to do this. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to get the paper towel, put it in the barrel a little bit, and then force it down in here because you want to get the grime that's off. See that? That's how dirty the barrel was. All right. Okay. So the barrel's done. The guy rod, which I didn't get to, I mean, you could just wipe this down. So we've cleaned the barrel inside and out, the guy rod. Now I'm gonna get the slide. I just like to, again, come in here, just rub it down. You don't have to, again, you can be as thorough as you want, as particular as you want, to make sure you get all the lube and dirt off. It's not that serious, but it works. So I'm just gonna wipe down in here, get all that oil off, get the sides of the slide. All right, I think that's pretty good to go. And then the frame. Now I do have some Q-tips. Like sometimes I'll get down, let me see, get in there, make sure I didn't miss anything. Again, sometimes you'll see dirt down in all these crevices, get all that out. All right, but once we've done that, again, you're more or less repeating the process. Get the microfiber cloth, rub it down real good. Get up in the, if you cleaned them here, get in here. Wipe it down. All right. Again, I'm being a little particular right now. I like to get in there and make sure my rails are all clean, dry, but all right. That's more or less what I need. So now let me get that out the way. Okay. Now I'm going to lube the gun. So one of the reasons I like the Prolix lube is because it's very, very slick. You only just need a little bit of it and it'll dang near cover the whole gun. So the first place I like to start off with is the slide. Let me get this out the way. So I like to get, let me see if I can get it in there. Turn it upside down. The rails, just a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show y'all the rails. So right in here on both sides, right up in here, and right up in here, just a little bit. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Just a little bit. You can see it's coming out, spreading. Let me see. Yep, there it is. See? Get down in the rails. Flip it over. All right, that's all you need, really. Get down in there. That's pretty good. All right. Same thing with the frame. You're gonna get your rails in particular. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, just not too much. This stuff's really, really good. Right along the rails. All right. Okay, I don't have an issue with slightly over lubing my gun. I'd rather slightly over lube it than under lube it. So, don't be weirded out if you use too much lube or whatever. And then the barrel, same thing, just lube the outside. You do not lube the inside. Do not lube the inside, just the outside of the barrel. All right, get in there. Oh, there. Again, you don't need too much, but you do want to make sure you're covering the barrel. And the guide rod, you pretty much can leave the same. So now that I've lubed everything up, we're going to reassemble the gun and function check and make sure it's good to go. Now, the rule of thumb is the last thing that you took off is going to be the first thing you put back in. Okay, so the last thing we took out was the barrel. So I'm going to grab the slide, all right, get the barrel the same way you took it out, the same way you're going to put it back in. Let me see if I can get that on there. I don't know. You go, you push it down in. See, push it back. Slide is barrels in. You're going to get the guide rod, and the same way you took it out, you're going to press it in right there. Let me see. Press it forward just a little bit and down. There's a groove in here. I'll take a picture of that groove so y'all can see it. But you push it down and in, and now it's in. And then we're going to put it back together. So you grab, there we go. You're going to put the rail and the frame into the back part of the slide, right in here. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, so you're gonna slide it in just like this. Let me see if I can get that in there. Boom, just like that. And then you pull it. Now the gun is back together. Now what I like to do is just use the clean slot portion of my microfiber cloth just to give it a nice rub down. You know, get the excess oil, dirt off, etc. Make sure it's all nice and dry. And then the most important thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you function check your gun. Make sure it works properly. Just because you put it back together and clean it doesn't mean it's fine. So you want to function check it. So I'm going to take the magazine, put it in, make sure the magazine works. Magazine release, press the button, comes out, rack the slide. If I pull the trigger, it clicks. If I rack the slide and let it go, the trigger resets. Pull the trigger, pull it again. If I rack it this time, you'll see the trigger. Let me see if I can get it on there. It'll reset itself. See? So now we're done. But yeah, that's how you disassemble, clean, and reassemble a Glock pistol. Again, this will work for all Glocks and all generations, but that's the process I use. That's what I do. But let me know what y'all think. Of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video, watch it from beginning to end. Let me know what techniques y'all use in the comments, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.